the outcome you were looking for today, but how do you evaluate Stacks on that?
I mean, when he's at his best, that fastball's down, the changeup's down. He can command multiple off-speed pitches for strikes. And right from the jump, like everything was up, and he got punished for it. Somehow got through the first. We scored, sent him back out, and it was apparent that there needed to be an adjustment. Grant figured out a way to get us through the second, and then same thing there.
Is this a different team in practice than you're seeing come out on weekends?
I mean, that our pitching staff is way more capable of compared to what we're seeing right now. For a long time, we were really good at strike throwing, really good at staying off the barrel, and for 3 weeks now, it's been hits to last week 30 walks to this week can't keep the ball in the ballpark. So we got to figure that out.
What do you think it is? I mean, I know if you had the answer to that, you would have.
I told them they're way more capable than us. We got to figure something out. If I knew exactly what that was, I could switch.
Is it mechanics? Is it mental game?
I mean, some of it could be mechanics based on the guy. I think mental could be part of it. Trying to do too much, let the moment get a little ahead of you. That's a really good offensive team too. So I don't want to take any credit away from them. They absolutely hammered baseballs, but we didn't do ourselves any favors with the counts we were in or the pitch execution and the location.
What is your message to the team after a game like this one, especially with the pitchers?
Yeah, I mean, we weren't really even in the game after the second inning. It's hard to play from down there, but you don't have a choice. Some of these guys want to play professional baseball, and most of the games they're going to play are going to feel like that as far as what the score is and what the momentum of the game is. If you want to do that, you better figure that part out. And when you put this on, you don't have a choice to. You're supposed to compete at that standard. That's my fault when we don't do it, and we got to get back to that.
Going into this next week, lots of road games coming up. How do you evaluate this weekend, and what can you practice more on?
Well, I thought that we did some really good things offensively. There was some variety in there. There were some really good at-bats. Even Friday night with only 2 runs, I think you can break down those at-bats, and a bunch of guys were on it. A lot of hard contact that didn't fall our way. Yesterday was really good. Today, for a couple innings, it looked like it. Can we continue to do that? Because at UNF is an offensive ballpark. You're going to have to figure that out. And K-State, that's a very offensive ballpark. So we got to figure out ways to score runs and pitch to our level of capability.
Their starter goes 8, throws more than 100 pitches. What did he do that handcuffed you guys?
Well, I thought we were on him in the first, and he wiggled out of that. And once it was down that, it was, a little bit of change of plan. He was pitching more in, really using the sinker and the off-speed, and really kept us at bay.
Siegel comes out of the bullpen for the first time this season. Is that going to be a week-to-week thing where he's maybe a starter 1 week and then coming out of
Yeah, we got to figure the rotation out. A couple of these starts aren't good enough in this league to compete on the weekend. I thought Wicker in his first start was very competitive. And the other starts, we got to figure out, get those guys in the right spot. We got to figure that out this week.
Multi-hit days today for Diamez and Lex. Just what kind of differences were you seeing with them at the plate, and what could the rest of the batters kind of improve on to go into next week?
You can look at those. Those are professional at-bats for those 2 guys, and they've been doing that for the last couple of weeks. Hitting's about figuring out what you're looking for and getting that pitch and actually being ready to do damage. And I thought those guys early in the game were on it.
We talk a lot to the captains about what the C means on their chest. Do you see them stepping up at all, and what are some moments where they've kind of stepped up to be the leader?
Yeah, I think Lex. Every day. You got to get the same Lex at practice, same Lex today out there in early work in the BP. He was professional about it. Lex is not the guy that's going to shake people and scream and yell, but play really, really hard and give them an example of how to play. Wiley's done a good job of that to this part. I thought Dylan King behind the plate, he's definitely a leader behind the plate. It's hard for Chris Osnosky to go out there and be a captain and do those things when you're sitting on the bench, but he's with those guys every day. And outside of him not pitching on the mound, you wouldn't know that he's not available. Some of those guys done a really good job of it.
Earlier you said Kansas, pretty good team. You got a measure of them over this weekend. What did they do so well?
They burned us with extra base hits. When they had a chance, the ball left the ballpark. I'd like to have some of those pitches back in some moments, but you don't. And when you make mistakes to really good hitters, you're going to get burned. There's mistakes, and then there's mistakes in the wrong spot as far as where we're trying to go with the location. We got to clean up some of that pitch execution. There's some times over there where I'm not sure what pitch is called based on location, based on the pitch throw, where usually you get a pretty good idea without even knowing.
last time that you had a margin defeat like this was back in Tampa on Friday night. What feels different about this versus after that?
Yeah, our effort in that game was not close on both sides of the ball. They absolutely just hammered us. Had 17 hits and had more hits than we had outs at one point in the game. That's just a flat out butt whooping.
We saw Khaleesi. What happened to Khaleesi yesterday? Is he okay?
Yeah, he'll be fine. The bat hit him in the face. We're just giving him a day to make sure he's okay.
Okay, it's good.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.